Today we're tuning into a deeper level of stillness, which is particularly easy to do on the Sunday you have to get up an hour earlier. So we thank everybody who is joining us here this moment, and whether or not you're in person or you are just waking up in bed and turning on your computer, there we are. Unity in your bedroom. The stillness is something that connects us all, that inner place of quiet, beyond the words, beyond the thoughts that human beings seem to use so often to separate each other, separate ourselves from the beauty of this universe, separate ourselves from the wholeness that is within us and all around us. One beautiful expression of universal life. And we are blessed this morning to share that wholeness, that stillness together, inviting you to a deeper level of wellness, of being filled with that inner peace, inner love, inner joy. Join us now in this simple, ancient affirmation. And Ryan, I'm waiting for my headset. Come on. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. I be peaceful and at ease. May I be happy. Everyone. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be happy.
Family, both those of you with your beautiful smiling faces here in the sanctuary, as well as those of you tucked in at home, as John reminded us. We are all so happy that you joined us this morning. And we're going to begin our service by asking Larry Craig to light our candle for us.
Thank you, Serenade. Good morning. May I light our candle that we may live in peace and in love.
In the knowing that we are one in peace and love, we'll join together today in prayer, remembering that prayer is the foundation upon which Charles and Myrtle Fillmore built the unity movement, and that affirmative prayer is the highest form of creative thought. Sweet Spirit, join our hearts and minds in the knowing that we are one family, joined together in the goodness of the one power, which is God, the eternal, within us all. Enfold us in your powerful love, O Lord, as we breathe in your compassion and your peace in these times of joy and trouble. Bless those in our spiritual community who are experiencing challenges. Be with them in their need and comfort them. Walk with us, O Spirit, in the day and in the night, as we seek to be your hands and your feet, ministering to one another with a caring smile, a helping hand, or a quiet prayer. We remember this day those around the world caught in the midst of unbearable conditions, and we call on your power, O Lord, to lift them, to whisper the sweet song of hope into their hearts and minds. Remember always that no one is ever alone, that we are all children of God, bound together by divine Spirit, holding us in protection, in love, and in perfect grace. We thank you and we praise you now and forevermore, and so it is and always will be. Amen. And Donovan has our announcements.
Thank you for that beautiful prayer, Serenade. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Little Bird told me that because of the time change that there would hardly be any people here today. So how awesome is this? Everybody's clocks may be flipped over automatically. So mine did, except for my microwave and my vehicle. And good morning to everyone watching us in their pajamas, I'm assuming, at home, online. Boy, March 12th. I say this every week, but it just seems like time just is going so fast. It's hard to believe it's mid-March already. Right, so reminders. Please make sure that your cell phone is in meditation mode. And that means quiet. It doesn't mean it's going to go om. It means silent mode, so they don't ring during the service. The March Bulletin has been posted on our website at unityofthevalley.org. Prayer requests. If you're in need of a prayer request for yourself, a loved one, a friend, or whomever, please let us know. You can place your prayer card in the prayer box in the foyer after the service, and that's right out there in the corner. Or you can get a hold of Reverend Inga, and her contact info is up there on the screen, her phone number. And it says, and our administrator, Gina, has an announcement. Yeah. It's a rare sighting.
Hi, Unity family. Well, as promised from the Unity annual meeting, Love in Action signups are today and next Sunday. And we have representatives from all the different ministries there who have taken their time on a Sunday to come and sit and chat with you, tell you more about it. There are information sheets by all of them. It does take a large village, so please come. We need some help in fluffing up and shoring up a lot of the area, so please come visit us.
Thank you, Gina. One of the many things I love about this place is how many people participate. You know, when we have our annual volunteer dinner, it's just so amazing how many people come because those people have all, become active in the church. So make sure to sign up after service today. All right, Tuesday, 7 p.m., the Behind the Lens seminar movie is Brief Encounter, followed by a Q&A session with Tom Blank, who's back there. And that's Tuesday, 7 p.m., $30 for the entire series or $5 per movie that you come to. So that one looks like an interesting just by the poster. That looks cool. Okay, Wednesday, Unity Grief Support Group, facilitated by Reverend Inga and Nancy Morrow, meets in the upstairs Fillmore wing, 5 to 6 p.m. For more information, contact Reverend Inga. So that's Wednesday. Thursday, Unity's Coming Alive Theater Group meets in the sanctuary 6:30 to 8 p.m. Come and practice and learn more about theater and other drama activities. No experience necessary. So that sounds like fun. Thursday at 6:30. All right, next Sunday, Why isn't this working anymore? Adapting to the seasons of life. I can kind of relate to that. That's with Reverend Sherry Lady, so that'll be the topic next Sunday. And then on Thursdays, April 6th through the 27th, from 2 to 4 p.m., Reverend Inga will have a class called Prayer, the Game Changer. The class is an opportunity to take a look at how you pray now, to learn steps to affirmative prayer, and create or enhance your daily spiritual practice. Offered on a donation basis, and please sign up in the fellowship hall. And that's all I had. Was there more?
Thank you, Jonathan.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right, so for our sing-along today, this is a song that helps me pick up the pieces when times are tough, and I know a lot of people are going through a lot. And it's all good, and we're not saying everything's good, but I think what we're saying is let's find the blessing and the teaching in all circumstances, and Spirit is there with us. So let's rise and stretch and sing from the heart.
All good,
all good, holy, holy. Let's begin our meditation today by taking a very deep breath as we settle into the sweet peace of perfect stillness. Let your body gently relax as you continue to breathe. Let go of the restless mind, the grasping tug of war of thoughts, and feel your heart opening and welcoming you home to the sacred inner space of meditation, where you are completely surrounded and supported by light and love, where you are cherished and appreciated as a reflection of divine spirit, as a child of God. Let your attention follow the flow of your breath as it slowly takes you into the stillness of your inner sanctuary. The stillness where you are filled with the radiance of perfect truth, where you see your true self as a being of light, vibrating with the divine essence of all that is holy, where you are completely centered in peaceful awareness. Rest in the stillness for a few moments as you allow yourself to absorb the healing light. As you begin to softly come back into your physical body and become aware of your outer surroundings, feel the joy of renewal, the calling of hope, and the song of freedom. The renewal of your beautiful mind, the hope of a more perfect love, and the freedom to celebrate your highest good in every aspect of your life. Embrace this energy as you take it out into the world. Follow your light, follow your love, and with every breath you take, breathe peace, love, and happiness into the world. Peace, Shanti, peace. And so it is, and always will be.
think there's a great key in that song, a great solution or a clue to the solution of life. I'm raising the question today about how do we balance action with stillness? And remembering to breathe is an exercise we're going to be doing throughout this time together. But as I was listening to Ave Maria, I was imagining the person who wrote that. Who wrote it? Schumer. And I was thinking, if you asked Schubert, well, let's talk about Schumer. What did Schumer have to do with Schubert? I don't know, but Schubert, if you were to ask Schubert, how do you balance action with stillness? I don't think it would be a mathematical equation so much as, well, I spend this much time doing exercise, and I spend this much time, and I divide it 60-40. My guess is that people like that are guided by a sense of purpose, of mission. And in our culture, we don't really think about balancing action with stillness. We think of rest, exercise and rest, being busy, work, balancing that with play, and stillness, maybe if you're totally asleep. That's where the stillness comes in. But for somebody like that, a creative genius, they are going to be focused on using their physical actions to express their mission, aren't they? And so this great guide for us in the great geniuses, people who've served the world through their creativity, is it's not just a mathematical equation of exercise this many hours a day. It's like, why are we exercising? Why are we spending so much time feeding, nurturing, sheltering the body? And yes, we have to serve our outer purposes in life, but there is one higher purpose that people like Schubert and Schumer help us know. And that is that we are nurturing the body to elevate our minds. We certainly know that with kids, don't we? If you're raising a kid, you're constantly thinking about their body being nurtured to elevate their mind, right? And part of that elevation is to have a balance of play, have joy. But my mission today is to try to help you draw a line from being active to the importance of stillness. Draw a line from your life, busyness, to stillness being an essential part of that. Not just sleeping, because in sleep our minds are doing all sorts of backflips in dreams, and we're not conscious of the stillness, of total stillness. And so I'm going to try to get you from your life doing all the things that are important to you and drawing a line to stillness being an essential part of that. And Donna's going to help me because she's going to be hitting a bowl, and at that moment, that is a cue for us, no matter what's going on, no matter what I am saying, remember to breathe. Breathing is a wonderful thing to focus on, to bring the mind into calm. But if you have the ability to use your imagination to throw open your mind like a bubble that is just expanding and embracing the universe with love, you can actually do this, Do that when Donna rings the bell. Take whatever place you can in your mind that allows you to just be still and full in the wholeness of the moment. And I am going to practice being still even when my wife interrupts me, and having no issues with that whatsoever. What a great practice. Thank you, dear wife, for allowing that to happen today. We did this on Christmas Day, and it was such an enjoyable time to just take a break in the midst of talking and thinking. Just go to that place and allow that to expand your mind beyond its normal resting place. So here we are. We're drawing a line from our active lives to see if we can get to that place where stillness matters to us. Conscious stillness. Conscious stillness. In unity, prayer is intended ultimately to lead us to a transformative place in our mind where we go beyond thoughts and rest in the wholeness of spirit. So it's not, prayer in unity is not intended to be magical thinking where we ask a God separate from us to work wonders for us. No, it's not changing God's mind, it's changing our mind to rest in wholeness, and by doing that, we stop sending out negative signals in the world, and we attune ourselves to the symphony of creation. And in that attunement, inner peace begins to express as outer peace. Remembering to breathe. Well, as we begin this journey of drawing a line from our active lives to stillness being important, one early link for many of us is that we hear about the scientific benefits of meditation. And many of us began hearing about that in the 60s. You know, the Beatles were meditating, and there was research that was begun. And some of us, that's enough to spark our interest in it. But there are so many things in this information age that is calling to us. Try this, try that. And I have two demonstrators who are going to come up. And two youthful demonstrators full of exuberance. Yeah. Donovan and Julianne. And they are going to demonstrate the various options that we are given in our society. I found a list, 13 different evidence-based methods that offer us the best way to keep our brains sharp and healthy. And at this first top of the list I found was meditation. Yeah. Thank you. Another one on this list of things that we can choose from is to visualize more. It acts directly on the brain, alters our brain waves when we visualize. Another one on the list is to play memory card games. This is on our list of to do for our brains. Another one is to practice crosswords and puzzles. This can help our brain.
What'd you get for 47 down?
Everyone.
Another one is to play Sudoku, chess, or checkers. This is on the list of things that you can do. Another one is to socialize. Another one is to learn new skills. Another one is to increase personal vocabulary. All these things help our mind.
Tardigrade.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
The little bug that was on the screen a couple weeks ago.
Okay. Another one is to learn a new language. Learn a new language.
No comprende.
Okay.
C.
We're going to get in trouble if we do this too much. Another way we are offered in our society to improve our brain, evidence-based, is to listen to music. That helps. Yeah, right. Another one is to learn to play a musical instrument. You guys are so good.
Is this how you do it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Another one is to undertake an attractive hobby that stimulates the brain or activates the motor skills. Another one is exercise regularly. Another one is dancing. Another one is playing sports. Okay. Okay. Practicing Tai Chi. You're so good at that, so good at that. And finally on this list of evidence-based practices is sleep. Sleep. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. You're done, please. You know, now the thing is that when meditation is just listed among 13 or 16 different practices that we can do to sharpen our brain, I guess there's a 1 in 16 chance that that'll be the one that you take up. But I want to put meditation and stillness into its own category. I think it really deserves its own category. There's a reason why the Buddha went under the Bodhi tree and he didn't play Sudoku. He didn't just go to the tree and listen to music, as wonderful that is. The story of Buddha is not that he went under the Bodhi tree and spent 10 hours doing a crossword puzzle. Do you see? There's a difference. It changed my life. Changed my life. At 24, I began to meditate, and 3 months after a daily practice of meditation, my consciousness changed, shifted into an awareness of life, which rhymes with wife. Remembering to breathe. And I had done all these things on this list. I had listened to music. I had learned to play a musical instrument. I had undertaken hobbies. I exercised regularly. I had danced many times. I played sports. I slept. I did all these things. But my life didn't transform. My consciousness didn't transform until I began to meditate. But that doesn't necessarily, hearing my story doesn't necessarily add a link on the chain. So we hear that meditation is one of these wonderful things. That can be one little link in the chain to get us to stillness being an essential part of our life. Another link in that chain from your active life to prioritizing stillness is when we begin to wonder, is there more to life? Is there more to life? I always found it interesting to realize that many people in my life didn't wonder if there was more to life than the way the world presented life. To my knowledge, the whole time I was growing up, no one in my family ever brought up the question, is there more to life? Those on my side of my family who were religious, that was the answer. They had learned their religion from their parents, and that was the answer. Those in my family who had decided there was no God at a very early age, or whatever age they decided, that was it, and there was nothing that was going to change that. Well, one reason that we start to wonder there's more to life is when we hit walls, when we keep having experiences as we're pursuing what we think life should be about, whether it's romance or wealth, when we run into another wall with that. And sometimes that makes us go, I wonder if there's something more. But usually we end up going back on the hamster wheel and doing the same thing and running into those walls again. But sometimes what happens is that something happens. There's evidence that clearly tells us there is more to life. Larry Craig, a member of our congregation, he lit our candle this morning. He got up here last year and he shared an experience in his life that made it unequivocally clear there is more to life, and what that ultimately led him to was prioritizing stillness, finding consciousness beyond. Remembering to breathe. So I'm going to share Larry's story, and maybe you can see why it became unequivocally clear to Larry that there is more to life.
Years ago, pre-pandemic, I shared a story of my motorcycle accident that I had in 1970. I was 18 years old at the time, and the accident resulted in a major spine injury and paralysis. That's why I'm using a chair to get around. The accident was a major life-changing event as an 18-year-old. I had a choice to make. Was I going to be looking back and pining away about what might have been, or should I explore this new path that I'd never been on before? But the latter was my choice, but I had kind of an advantage going in, because a wonderful gift that I had at my accident was I had, you've heard of these, a near-death, out-of-body experience. And what that revealed to me is that my consciousness, my soul, my state of being was not dependent on this body. During the short time that I was out of the body looking down at the accident scene, I was completely enveloped in love and had a sense of confidence and knowing, a sense that I had completed what I was here to do. Isn't that an interesting thought for an 18-year-old? I could also feel this energy growing into me. It was exponential, a sense of power surging into me that was growing right up until the moment that I went back into my body. And I realized I had experienced what I believe is our normal, eternal state of being. So that helped me in making the choice to let's go ahead and experiment with this new road you're going to be on.
You know what's amazing, though, is that once we have a certain belief about life, it almost doesn't matter what somebody like Larry experiences and shares, because we are the mind tends to get so locked into its own belief system that it's not able to be that open very often to change. I've said before that everybody in my family, in my immediate family, has had a powerful mystical experience, but even personal mystical experience could barely penetrate that belief system. My mom's mystical experience was that when before I was born, before she knew she was pregnant with me, she had decided to have a tubal ligation. My wife looks at me and says, no. You are so far off. And she told my grandmother that I wasn't in the picture at all. She said, I'm going to stop at 2 kids. My grandmother said, "You can't do that." I had a dream about a little dark-haired boy that you are going to have. And my mom said, "I had the same dream, but that's just a dream." She went to the doctor and he said, "You can't have that operation, you're pregnant." And my mom, who was a total atheist, that's her one mystical experience. She said, "And when you were born, it was you. You were the one I dreamt of." In her dream, I just looked at her and she knew I was coming. In my grandmother's dream, I said, "I'm coming." Well, what does this have to do with stillness? In Larry's case, it's the same mystical thread that we read over and over again, these clues that are all around us, trying to link us from our daily busy life to stillness. In Larry's case, that openness to spiritual experience led inexorably through the years to that place where he began to seek the deeper answers, studying Buddhism, practicing meditation, stillness. I called him last night and I said, "Larry, I want to show this film clip of you having your out-of-body experience, but I had assumed that led you to a place where stillness is important in your life. That's just an assumption. Am I correct?" He said, "Absolutely, absolutely." Because stillness, meditation, is the doorway, it's the window into the deeper realm of consciousness within us. We tend to use our consciousness as a one-way window. It's all about the outer world. Yes, I'm going to basically do what the animals do, which is see the world, act in it, participate in it, enjoy it. Remembering to breathe. But the great mystics through time have said, the answer is not out there in the world. The answer is within. And through the ancient practices of meditation, which science has been studying and finding all these benefits, we discover it's a window into the deeper universe. Like Larry, when I was 19, I had a mystical experience. I didn't know it would ultimately lead me to stillness being a priority in my life. Out of the blue, when I was sleeping in a dorm at University of Oregon, I had this dream where I was sitting on a beach making weird chanting sounds. I didn't know what chanting was, but there I was doing it with all these people. And pure ecstasy was flowing out of my heart like honey. Pure ecstasy like I'd never felt from anything. And it set me on a path of looking, there must be more to life. And ultimately, that's where I found meditation. 5 years after that mystical experience, I was meditating, and I taught my brother, because he was curious. My older brother, he said, "Mom says you're part of a cult because you do this meditation." And I said, "No, Kevin, there's all sorts of scientific evidence for it." He said, "Well, how do you do it?" I gave him a technique, and that next morning he woke up because he'd had a mystical experience. Let me read this to you. This is my brother writing to me. From the bottom of my spine, up my back, and over the top of my head to my forehead, I could feel an immense and continuing surge of power, like a wide electrical current. It was obvious to me at the time that this was the hidden power source that drives all human beings. I had simply one time revealed this source through meditation. That was the first time he tried to meditate. Isn't that interesting? But it just fits the pattern, the clues that are all around us, the clues that all the busyness and activity of life, is simply a precursor to us discovering and seeking the deeper truths. I mean, you can discount Jesus being the Son of God, that Jesus is somebody you can just say, oh, Jesus, make my life different today. You can easily discount that as magical thinking. What you can't discount is his consciousness, that this one man changed the world by teaching the most wonderful teachings that we can barely live up to. Love your neighbor as yourself. And how did he do it? Read between the lines. What does love God with all your heart, mind, and soul really mean? Step aside from magical thinking and see it in terms of what the great mystics and saints have said through time. It's to sit in the stillness of the one life that is within you. As Charles Fillmore remembering to breathe. Charles Fillmore wrote, "In true prayer, we take with us words of truth, a statement of truth, or an affirmation, and turn our attention within to the very center of our being where the Spirit dwells. We affirm these words of truth and meditate upon them, then get very still and wait in the silence for God to make them real to us." There's a meditation sheet outside in the foyer against the back wall that I wrote many years ago. I recommend that we do it 20 minutes a day, not 20 hours a day. 20 minutes a day. I appreciate the importance of even taking a minute of stillness, but to ground yourself in that higher consciousness. It's just like anything. It takes time and practice. In our society, many people will sell shortcuts, and I'm not a big fan of shortcuts because you don't see any of the great mystics through time selling shortcuts. Can you imagine if the story of Buddha was, and he went to the Bodhi tree and he sat down and in 1 minute awoke to God? In 1 minute. No. How long did he sit under that tree? Remember? It probably said something like 40 days, which is a metaphysical term for completion. So 20 minutes a day, my goal is to get back to an hour in the morning and an hour in the night. Because I'm at a stage in life where I know my connection with the One is the highest priority. And through that connection, I am able to feel my connection with every one of you and love every one of you from the deepest part of my soul. And then all the problems of life melt away, as they did when I was 24. And from that point on, that connection has kept me in the center of that Spirit. It brought my true love into my life and has allowed that love to just keep growing. And that love is inside of every one of us. So just hold on to that stillness for this moment. Stop the thinking I do of the future and the past. Time to leave behind the clock and click the cell phone off and breathe the air of peace at last. My soul whispers, oh please don't spend so long away from your heart. I need to listen when my soul whispers, so sweet. Come and open up the secret you are. I can ride the world's commotion, up and down emotion, roller coasting all of the day. Takes my self-control to slow down, step off the merry-go-round, let the roar just fade away. My soul whispers, oh please don't spend so long away from your heart. I need to listen when my soul whispers, so sweet. Come and open up the secret you are. My soul whispers, oh please don't spend so long away from your heart. I need to listen when my soul whispers, so sweet. Come and open up the secret you are. You are. Secret. Open up the secret. Need to listen when I think I'll take a moment. I think I'll take a moment. I need to listen when I think I'll take a moment. I think I'll take a moment.
Thank you, John, for that beautiful message and beautiful music, drawing us ever near to the stillness of our eternal being. It's that time in the service now where we gather our love offerings together. And as always, we want to thank you for your generosity, for your support, for your loving kindness in all the ways that you're helping to make Unity of the Valley prosperous and beautiful. Please join me in speaking our offering affirmation. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I give love, and I trust God.
Bless the world through me. Bless the world through me. I am your instrument. Bless the world through me. Bless the world through me. All the love inside of me. Bless the world through me. Here and now I set it free. I am your instrument to shine on everything I see. Bless the world through me. Oh, bless everything I see. Oh, I'm waking up to something greater than I've ever known. And we make a difference as we join our hands and hearts, creating unity. It's what this world needs. Bless the world through me. All the love inside of me. Bless the world through me. Here and now I set it free. I am your instrument to shine on everything I see. Bless the world through me.
We want to thank our incredible music team led by Laura Dubois, all of our beautiful singers, and John West for not only his message but his extraordinary music. Thank you to our wonderful wizards in the back, to our angels in the kitchen, to our ushers, to our chaplains, to our bookstore folks, and to everyone that makes this service possible. We are so grateful. And I believe we do have chaplains who would be happy to meet with you on this side of the sanctuary after the service. Holy Spirit, we bless this offering today with gratitude in our hearts for the bountifulness, for your loving kindness, for your grace in all things. Shelter us all in your loving kindness, O Lord. Keep all beings safe from harm. Bless our beautiful unity of the valley, that it may continue to shine as a star, guiding and supporting all who come under its mantle. We thank you, Divine Spirit. Amen. Amen.
And thank you, Catherine. So, yeah. So with hearts full of joy, let's stand up and sing Let There Be Peace on Earth.